Jorge Masvidal came out on the losing end of his grudge match with Colby Covington in the UFC 272 main event in Las Vegas. A tricky fight for Masvidal here. He's not able to stifle or stop the wrestling and grappling game of Covington to the point he needed to really get the major offensive shifts going and take the fight on the scorecards or by a finish. He obviously had that big moment in the fourth round where he hurt Covington pretty badly, but he was not able to get the stoppage at that point, and for him that's kind of where it ended and led to the defeat, which is now his third consecutive loss in a row. Puts Masvidal in an interesting position because obviously he is still a big name and a big star in the sport. UFC just rewarded him with a new contract, which he and his team claim puts him in the top 3 highest earners in the UFC, and that puts you in kind of precious territory. Guys in that spot, there's only kind of a select number of fights that make sense for the UFC to be paying them what they do, and Masvidal kind of finds himself in that spot here. He can't just go fight, Joe Schmo to keep active or anything like that. He said in the post-fight press conference that he is debating, potentially a quick turnaround if that's what his team wants. But if this guy wants to fight in 2-3 months, the options are very limited. If he's looking at a short-term play, maybe he looks at Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, a rematch there. He's expressed his desire to do that fight. Obviously, he lost to Wonderboy at UFC 218, I believe, 217. And, for him, he's wanted that fight back. It was kind of the one that sent him on his resurgence going into that 2019 where he was the fighter of the year. And, it was a big career-shifting moment, that defeat, so it'd be interesting to see where he could come along. Obviously, Wonderboy on a bit of a skid himself, so I could see that fight happening as a short-term play. If Masvidal wants to do something more long-term, I think you look squarely on Leon Edwards. I think many of us believe Edwards will not be able to dethrone Kamaru Usman in their title fight. Coming off that's a huge grudge match. We were supposed to get the Masvidal versus Edwards fight stemming from the whole 3-piece in a soda incident that happened a few years ago in London, so maybe they look at that fight, but again, we aren't expecting Edwards and Usman to fight for the title until at minimum July, which means a turnaround coming off that. Masvidal's looking at a late fight at the end of the year, maybe October, November, December, and if he doesn't want to wait that long, that's where the shift kind of is made. But I think those are the two scenarios we can really only play with Masvidal coming off this loss. Either a short-term fight, I think you look at Wonderboy. If it's long-term, you wait out Leon Edwards and get that fight, no matter the circumstances. So a difficult defeat for Jorge Masvidal against his bitter rival, but I still think there is some fights of intrigue ahead for him, despite his 3-fight skid.